everybody, welcome back. This is day 2 of our 12 days of junk journaling. And if you missed day 1, then you can go back to yesterday's video and check it out. But this is the journal that I'll be working in. And for day 2, I'll show you what my patrons got for their little gift for day 2. This is day 2 of my patron advent, and they will receive a vintage recipe card, a Christmas postage stamp, and some red bling. Okay, so for day 1, I did a couple fun little decoration pieces here in my journal. So like I said, you can check that out. And then I have a little pack as well of day 2. So day 2, they got this red Christmas envelope, or red envelope. They got a Christmas vintage recipe card and some bling and then a stamp. And I pulled out a couple other stamps because there's a couple different ideas that I thought I'd share with you guys. And then from yesterday, we do have just a little scrap of our stationery left over. And then we have a couple little strips of the wallpaper left over. And I think I might use some of those. Okay, so let's get going. For the recipe card, there's several different ways I think we could use this. First, we could add it into our journal as another page. Since we did the elastic binding, we can add and subtract pages in there, and I think that makes just a really cute little page. And we could do some stenciling on this side, so I'm going to grab some stencils and do some decorating on there. I grabbed a few stencils and my blending brushes. I think I'm wanting to just go for kind of a little background in here because I still want to be able to do some journaling. Maybe I'll do some stars and maybe some tree. Oh, I like the snowflakes. Maybe we'll do some snowflakes. Yeah, let's do snowflakes. I have salty ocean here. Let's see how that looks. I hope everyone is doing well and having a good holiday season so far. I am really just trying to enjoy the Christmas time right now because it goes by so quickly. Oh, that's really cute. And then I'll put some more over here. Nice. And then I think I'll leave it like that. If I want to come back and do some other decorating, I can later on. So then we could then just slide this into the journal. And we could still write a recipe on that side if we want to, but then we could do some journaling on this side. You could also put a recipe on this side. And then another fun thing I wanted to show you, another idea, is we could do just a little notch out in the top right here. And just do the smallest of ever little notch. And then we could glue this down on this side and this side, and then we could have a fun little pocket that we could either put a tag in, or we could put a recipe inside of there, and then you could still have your recipe. So that is another option as well, if you want to make this into a pocket. And then we could take this, and obviously you wouldn't stencil on the inside since you're going to glue it, but then we could glue it right here onto this page right here, and then we'd have a top loading pocket, and then we'd still have our pocket here. So I think I might do that. I think that's kind of fun. Just wanting to give you all multiple ideas of how you can use these items that you might have in your stash, and for my patrons, how they can use these items. And then this is the coffee dyed page, and when you coffee dye papers, you know, sometimes the glue gets dissolved, so you might need to glue down some of the edges here. And that one seems okay. Perfect. And then I am going to glue this down. I'm actually going to glue it on 3 sides, so we'll have the pocket for the envelope, but then we'll also have a pocket behind here. And if you don't want to glue it down, you could just paper clip this onto here as well. But I'm going to go ahead and glue it. I think it's a fun idea. And the other fun thing you could do would be to wrap it around your envelope, or wrap it around, oops, let's see, gluing the wrong side. You could wrap it around a page. So you'd have the recipe card, you know, this side would show up here, and then this side would show up there. And then you could paper clip or glue it on that way as well. But I am going to just put this right here. And then we can put a tag up in this top one here. Like that. And then we also can put a tag right in there, like that. Obviously, something smaller than this. All right, so that's a couple different ways that you can use these old recipe cards, or even new recipe cards. They don't have to be vintage. And then I do want to also decorate and use this envelope, and I think I am going to emboss this envelope. So I'm going to go grab, so if you have an embossing machine, then go grab your embossing machine. If you don't have an embossing machine, then you could just decorate this up. You could spray it with inks, you could stencil on it, you could add stickers onto it. So these envelopes are so versatile. And so if you don't want to emboss it, you can wait, and in some of the future days of this 12 days of junk journaling, there's other items you can use to decorate on here. And you could also use your stamp and do some decorating with the stamp piece. Like this would be a really cute little tuck, and have a little tuck right on here. So lots of different ways. So let me go grab my embossing machine, and I'll emboss this. I've run this through a few times, and I chose a snowflake stencil that I have. Cute. Like that. Looks like I had some leftover ink in my stencil, but that's okay. Doesn't bother me in the least. All right, for this envelope, I am going to just pop it in here, and I may come back and do some additional items or decorating to this, But for now, I'm just going to pop it in here. Some other ideas you could use your envelope for, you could cut it in half, and then you would have 2 different envelopes that you could turn into pockets. And you could just close all this up, and then you could have a pocket here, and then you take the top half that you've cut off, and then you could add, you know, another pocket on this page if you wanted to, or on this page. So that's another way that you could use the envelope. You could also cut it this way, cut it maybe like, what, 2 inches, and then that could be a side pocket that you glue onto a page, and then you'd have this other side over here that you could use for another side pocket, or you could turn it into a belly band and have it run down the edge of a belly band. So lots of different ways to use your envelope. But for now, I'm just going to put it in here and have it just be an extra storage. And then I may come back and do more with it in one of the future videos. The next thing I want to play around with is the bling and the stamp. Now, I did pull out a couple other stamps from my stash because I just thought I would share a couple other little ideas of how we can use these old postage stamps. And some of them I have, you know, the date stamp still on there. I think that's fun. But if you don't like that, you know, you can trim your stamp down and just have the stamp itself. One thing I thought could be interesting is to make a little layered cluster, if you will. So we could either do it this way, or we could do it this way. So I'm going to, one example is use this, and I'm using up my wallpaper from day one, and I'm going to grab a little bit of lace. I think some lace added to here would be pretty. Thinking I might want the lace in the back, and then that, and then maybe like a little piece of music paper. I could do that here though. Let's see. Now if I used one of the red ones, the lace might look nice. Yeah, like that. But let me find some music paper. I grabbed a piece of music paper, inked it up, and I think I kind of like just layering these like this. And I'm not going to tear any of this. I love this. I might ink it up a little bit. I like, there's a smidge of kind of like some flowers or holly or whatever that might be. And then I think I'll put a little bit of bling on here too. And I am just going to staple this. You could also glue it if you wanted to. So I'm going to put a few staples in here. I think that's on pretty well. And then let's add a little bling. Trying to decide where I might want to put it. And I think I'll do just one little single roll. I could do it like that. Oh, I think I like it there. I don't have my hot glue on. I forgot to turn it on. So I am going to use some Fabri-Tac glue here. It'll take longer to dry, but I think that'll be okay. All right. I think that's kind of cool. And then what we could do is just add it to the edge of a page like this. And honestly, we could have it go like this to have it hang off a little bit if we wanted to. I kind of like it going like this. Trying to decide what page I want to put it on. I think I like the coffee dyed paper. Yeah, I think we'll do it on here. And what I'm going to do is make this a tuck. So I am just going to glue along. And obviously you could sew on here and jazz it up by sewing along the edges as well. But I'm trying to kind of keep these simple and fairly quick. So then we'll have this cute little tuck right here. Go back to my my little sample tag. And we used up, all we have left is this little piece of wallpaper left. So it's kind of fun to add the wallpaper in several different places because I think it ties the pages together. That is really cute. So a couple other ideas I have with these stamps, and one I already alluded to earlier, is I think it's fun to just add it, and you might want to back it with something a little bit, you know, sturdier, like a little piece of cardstock or even some fabric, and then just glue it down as a pocket or make it a tuck. So I think that's another fun way that you could use these strips of with your postage stamp. You could also make some clusters. So if you have some cheesecloth or some other little pieces of lace, or even just some little snippets of Christmas paper. I have just a couple here. I mean, we all have this stuff in our stash, right? We could, you know, layer it up and just make a fun little cluster. And we could trim this down, like we could just use one of these stamps if we wanted to. So I'm going to trim that right here. Didn't trim it very well, but we could, and then we have the cheesecloth and the lace and the little stamp. And we might even want, I think, like that. So we have a little bit of the postage return stamp. So, and then this would make just a cute little cluster on the page. Or you could tear this. You could, you know, do it however you want to do it. But I think using these as on clusters is really cute. So yeah, clusters or a pocket or these like cluster strips. And I'm sure you can think of other different fun ways to use these. You can add them, trim this all the way down, and you could just add it as a little page tab, especially if it's backed on some sturdier cardstock. You could have this just be a little tab that's sticking out in your journal, like that. That could be really cute, like that. So I think I'll wrap it up here. Hopefully this sparks some ideas for you guys on, you know, ways you can use your envelope, ways you can use these stamps and the bling. And then we also have our sweet recipe card and lots of different ways you can use the recipe card. All right, guys, I hope y'all come back for day 3. We're having, I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope you are too. And I hope it sparks some inspiration for you and you get your stash out and just have some fun. Let's do some junk journaling. All right, guys, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.